Hey guys, it's adreN, and we're going to go over the AK47 here, bursting, spraying, pretty much just, learning the gun here. And this is probably one of the most asked questions on how do you spray, how do you burst, like when should I burst, when should you spray, etc, etc. So we're really going to try to make a good guide here, because I don't think there's a good one out there that really explains it, in detail about how actually to spray and stuff. So we're going to try explaining it here the best we can. So starting off here, pretty much all the videos out there will show you the spray pattern, and then you'll be like, well, you have to just counter the spray pattern. It goes up to the right, so you go down to the left to counter. So we'll go over that first, get the basics out of the way, and then we'll show you some real good tips. So first off here, we got my bot Henry chilling. We'll just show the spray pattern here, a full 30 bullet spray pattern. It's gonna go up to the right, to the left, to the right, every single time, right like that. Up, right, left, right. So now we know the pattern. That's it. So when you are spraying, you will go down and to the left first, because it always goes up and to the right first. So you will, when you go down, once you get past your 10 bullets, you're going to start countering to the left a little bit. So with that out of the way, let's just talk about how your crosshair reacts to your spraying. So we're starting off at headshot level here with Henry, and as you see, let me change this real quick, and we're starting off at headshot level. My crosshair ends up right here when I'm maxed out spraying, and my bullets end up right here spraying. So my crosshair moves like halfway up the spray. So if I was to start at his feet, my crosshair would end up at his head, my bullets would end up right here, and I'll show you that. So your crosshair also moves when you spray. It goes up gradually. It's not just going to instantly go up. It's going to gradually go up. And that's a crucial point here into countering the spray later. So I'll just start off at his feet, because people are saying, well, people say to just aim at his feet. So we'll just start off, we'll aim at his feet and see what happens here. So yeah, most people would be like, oh, I started at his feet. I'm at his head now, right here. I'm not really countering, trying to control the spray. I'm just spraying it here. And as you see, I'm on his head. It goes all the way from his feet to his head, but my spray is still above his head. So actually, when you are spraying from this range, you'll probably want to be aiming at the floor literally here once your spray is maxed out. And once I say when your spray is maxed out, it's like this is headshot level right here. This is dinking him. It ends up being at his feet. Your crosshair will end up at his feet, but actually you'd be aiming down here. That's how far you'd be pulling down, is way down here. So when you're starting off a spray, you won't want to start aiming at the floor right away and wait till your spray maxes out to hit his head. You'll obviously want to start at his head and then counter it slightly and gradually as it gets worse and worse. So let's just shoot at the wall here. This is a crucial point of knowing the spray pattern here. This is very important. You can get away with 9-shot, 10-shot bursts with this AK, and it's very easy to control. I'm going to show you why right here. I'm just going to try shooting 10 bullets or 9 bullets. The 10th one, sometimes it goes a little crazy sometimes, so it's pretty much like a 9-bullet burst. See, like the 10th one there is a little bit off, but as you notice, this is very easy to counter. It's straight up and down. So all you're doing with your mouse is just pulling down like that. You're not doing any kind of left and right bull crap after you get past it. I mean, with just the first 10 bullets. So let me just show you again. There, that's 8 bullets, nice and straight. So to counter these sprays, or just like holding mouse 1, all you're doing to counter these 10 bullet bursts are just to spray, or just to pull down vertically. That's it. So you can get away with 10 bullet bursts with the AK very easily, surprisingly. And people think, oh, how do you spray across the map? But those first 10 bullets are super easy to control, and I'll show you guys by just, so all you're gonna do is just pull down. So I'm gonna show once again without me controlling it right here, right there, straight up and down, and me controlling it right like that. So all I'm doing is pulling down, and I'm gonna do one with me controlling it, and then me controlling it without actually pressing my mouse button, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm not instantly, pulling down. I'm gradually just countering it. it's pretty much I'm pulling down like this, just at this exact speed right here. But my crosshair will stay exactly normal. You won't see me actually doing this movement that I'm pulling down, but that's actually what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you with me spraying and without me spraying. So this is me countering it right there. This is me not countering it. This is me countering it. I mean, this is without me actually shooting. I'm doing this exact thing, like right there. That's all I'm doing. And I'm doing 10-shot bursts that are pretty much hitting exactly on. So you can get away with, like, 3 huge bursts. So if you come around this corner here and you have Wyatt just chilling there, like all my bullets, every single bullet there pretty much hit his body, and we had like 5 into his head. So coming around here, we're just pulling down nice and gradually. You're countering it, because just look how fast your crosshair goes up. You're doing the opposite, just in the opposite direction. You're doing the same thing, just in the opposite direction. So we have this guy here. We're just pulling down. And this guy's pretty much getting raped there at the corner. So now we learned that we can do 10-shot bursts pretty easily, because all we're doing is pulling down. That's all you're doing. So that's very easy. So once you master this, this should be the first thing you try to master for sure. Because once you master this, then it gets a lot harder to control those last 20 bullets. But you can get away, as you see. Like, this is pretty nice and compact there. But you always want to start off shooting his head first. Don't start your sprays like down here or anywhere. You always want to start off the head and then gradually counter. Alright, so to continue on the burst topic here, we said we can get away with like a 10-shot maximum burst, and it'd be pretty successful. So you can do any shot burst you want to do, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable with. You get a rhythm down, and you can do that kind of burst. But when you're bursting, you want to make sure in between your bursts that your recoil is reset. That's one of the most important things, and you have to have just a timing for it. But if you're shooting at the wall, you can get the timings down, and I'm going to show you what happens if you don't wait for your recoil to reset and you start your next burst too fast. So you kind of want to have a rhythm just in your head of when you want to start your next burst. So I'm just going to spray at the wall here correctly, and see, I'm going to shoot once. I'm going to just start at this paper here, top of this paper, whatever, and my recoil is reset when my crosshair comes back to the point that it started. So you see? It comes back. Look at these nice, easy, counterable bursts. All I'm doing is going to be pulling down, and they're all going to land in the same spot. But if I start my burst before my crosshair gets all the way back down, I'm going to continue the burst. I'm going to continue the pattern, and my bullets are going to start going left and right. So I'll show you guys here a bad burst, or a bad timing burst. See? I continued the power, I went left, right, and I'll probably go left again if I continued another burst. So when people are bursting and they're bursting too fast and they're not waiting for the recoil to reset, that's what's going to happen instead of just that. And you don't really notice it when you're spraying, because you don't know exactly when your crosshair is going to get back down. It's not as simple as, oh, my crosshair's back down, I can start again, because you're going to be countering this, so you're not going to know exactly when. So that's when this timing and this rhythm comes into place. So if I'm countering, you won't know when your crosshair is going to go back to that point, because you're pulling down and countering the spray. But this is all second nature for pros, and it's very hard to explain usually. But if you kind of look, I noticed while I'm spraying here, if you kind of look at just the weapon model here, and whenever the recoil is reset, it seems like the gun stops and resets itself here. So if I'm spraying, boom, as soon as it fully goes back to the default position, just watch my view model, it kind of just gives you a decent timing of when it resets there. So if you're pulling down, you can kind of wait till your AK just goes back to its default position here. So that might help you out with timing, but really you want to just come in and just feel out when it's gonna reset for you. So if you do it too fast here, your recoil is gonna get a little bit crazy. So that's bursting. Alright, that's it for this part. The next part we'll talk about the full 30 bullet sprays, since we've kind of talked about just the maximum 10 bullet burst sprays here in this video. So we'll also talk about tapping and when to tap, when to burst, when to fully spray, and more stuff like that in the other videos. So stick around, guys. Thanks for watching.